Well, hello everybody. Coming to you live from gorgeous Hilton Head Island here in South Carolina. Um, I actually was born right across the water in Savannah, and pretty much my whole family still lives in Savannah. A lot of my family has always lived in Savannah. My ancestors have been um, across this geographical area of the coastal empire and the low country probably since the beginning of United States history. So I'm feeling very much at home, very comfortable, very relaxed, and just really whole today. Um, and I figured it would be a good idea to pull some cards and get some direction on what's next now that I've had some time to get comfortable. Hopefully, you have had some time to get comfortable in your new environment. That's where we were last time we pulled, but see what to do next now that we've been able to disarm ourselves and relax a little bit. I am going to be using a new deck today, or it's a deck that you guys haven't seen because I am back at home in Low Country and Coastal Empire. And I wanted to pay homage to my family and my ancestors and myself and this transformation that I'm going through and use my Black Tarot deck. So that's what we're going to be using today. You can't hear it, but let's see what the cards have to say. So the last time we pulled cards, excuse me, it was kind of like um, this might be dark, but I am home in the southeastern seaboard, and there are a lot of things that happened here historically to my ancestors. Analogy might be a little, you know, out of pocket for people who don't ever have to think about this kind of stuff. But it feels like the last place we left off was you had just escaped something that was um, a trap, that was not safe, that was not a place that you could be, that a place that you liked, a place where you weren't being treated as a human being or as an equal. You just left that, and you're kind of maybe I feel like you're getting this. I'm coming to you. I started appearing in your lane of vision after the big escape, and you're kind of you were already running, and you were slowing down because you were tired, and you were kind of realizing that you were far away from whatever it is that you were getting away from. I don't get the sense that you were running away to escape your problems, but you were running away to escape something that just wasn't good for you at all. And whenever you started to see these messages or this message, it maybe was after, or whenever you saw my last two messages, you can go back and watch those if you haven't. It was maybe at a time where you were deciding if you were going to go back because you were realizing that the journey ahead was long. You were realizing that you kind of didn't know your surroundings anymore. And what came from those messages was the idea that it's okay to have left. You did the right thing. You tried everything you could, and now you're truly going to try the thing that you should always do, which is to choose yourself. And you were looking for direction of what to do now. And what came from that is to rest where you were. You've already done it. It's already, your fate is sealed, bestie. You've already done it. Just sit and rest and learn this new place that you're in before you go forward, or else you're going to get lost. And that's where we were about 2 weeks ago. That's where we were at the end of winter. And there's a lot of analogies that you could use to make sense of this whole process. But that's kind of where we were, and I'm wanting to see now that it's fully spring, now that the sun is out, everything is blooming, what to do now. Things have started blooming, and you're starting to recognize what plants are around you. Say you're in the wilderness. Again, going back to the analogy of being like in the backwoods, in the swamps of the low country, escaping something. You're starting to see the plants blooming, and you're recognizing, and you're following the signs of what all the plants are. So like the synchronicities. So what to do now? We have the star reversed. I'll focus on shuffling instead of yapping. All right, Tower reversed. Okay, so maybe we're avoiding 6 of coins, avoiding the inevitable. Maybe you stayed in that wherever you were because you knew what was going to be out there, and you just, it got so bad that you're like, well, maybe not. Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe that's just something someone said to fearmonger me. And you're realizing that it was the truth the whole time. And you are trying to figure out how to not go that way. You have to go that way. Mother of Coins upright. Which in this deck, I think Mother equates to Queen. Ace of Knives. Six of Knives. This kind of came out sideways. Now that we know that we're on a journey, what are we doing next? One more card. Eight of Baskets, which is cups in this deck. I got 7 cards, so let's read these. So we have the Star reversed here and the Tower reversed here. I don't know if I need to talk to you in my sweet Southern aunt voice or my serious bestie voice. Because, you seem to be choosing by comfort. Honey, it's okay. It's not all going to happen all at once. It's going to happen in steps and phases over the course of months, years. You know, it's not going to happen overnight just because you did it. And you do have to put in some work. There is work that you have to do in the time between. Is the time in between when things happen is life. We have these moments in life that stick out, and then we have the time in between. And what do we do with that time is what's important. And if you're not working, if you're not growing, if you're not even resting and observing, if you're not doing anything with the time in between besides being anxious about the next moment or trying to predict the next moment or trying to control the next moment, then the moment's never going to come. You have to do something with the time in between the escape and the arrival of the next place. Or maybe you're not escaping. Maybe you just made the conscious choice to leave. Maybe it doesn't have to be so dark. Um, but the time in between that and this place that you dreamed of going. In this guidebook, one of the questions to consider when you pull the star: do you remember when you wished, dreamed, and prayed for the things you have now? Do you remember when you wished to get out of that place? Think about why you are where you are right now. And is the feeling of being in that better than being a little bored right now because your time is not being stolen from you? Or maybe what you're not realizing is how much time you've had stolen from you being in a place that you did not like being in or that you should not have been in the first place. Do you remember when you prayed, you went back to God, you got real serious, you did what they taught you when you were 5 years old, and you got on your knees and you prayed to God to get you out of there? Do you remember that? Is going back to that better than using the time that you now have free to like do some hard decision making? And with the Tower reversed, that's kind of avoiding the inevitable, going down that path that you know you had to go on anyway, even though it looks really hard and it looks really scary. You know what was harder and scarier? Actually escaping in the middle of the night and those first 10 or 15 miles out from where you left. That was really scary, where someone could stop you and see you and ask you where you're going, like, "Hey girl, what's up?" And then you have to lie because you're escaping. You're leaving somewhere. And you can't be like, "Oh, I'm going here." What if they're going to go back and tell the person you're trying to get away from? Like, that's what's really scary. Where you are now, you're hours away. Like, that's not scary, and what's ahead's not scary. So stop avoiding going down the path that you said you were going to go down 2, 3 months ago when we last talked. And that's honestly advice that I need to hear too. This isn't just for y'all. These are my cards. I'm also getting whopped. Just go ahead and do it. You've already done the scary part. I've said that many times before. Let's look at the Six of Coins reverse now. Maybe you're in a spot where you're realizing you didn't have as much money as you thought you were going to have to get you through this. Disinherited, strings attached, and not set up for success. You're just going to have to be scrappy for a little while. If this is superficial, like, oh, I'm not going to be able to get my hair done, I'm not going to get my nails done, and it's going to be like that sometimes. When you're a grown woman, you're going to go through some times where you're independent and you got to penny pinch. That's what I'm getting from this. You can't worry about that. You can't let that stop you. Oh, but the money. Oh, but the comfortability. Oh, but the life. Babe, do you remember when you prayed to get the F out of there? Okay. Learn to pay your own nails. Learn to do your own hair. Learn to do your own makeup. Learn whatever it was that someone else was providing for you that kept you in that place of bondage. Learn to do that for yourself and by yourself. That's a great way to get to know yourself. That's a great way to rest and reset your nervous system after being in a place so unenjoyable. But don't worry about that. That money that would have been used on that, save it. Or that skill that you didn't know how to do that someone else did, learn it and spend some time with yourself. Pull out ye old computer and get on Google and search, or YouTube, how to do blank, and spend some time yourself. Do something with the time in between. And then right after that, we have the Mother of Coins. Reaping fruits of your labor, creature comforts, resourceful, and honest. The very interesting thing about this guidebook is it has actions that you can take with the cards that you pull. So this one says, do not spend for 1 week or month. Maybe a place where you're coming from was already strapped for cash. Maybe the way you learned to be resourceful, the person you had to be to get you through that, you had to mommy yourself to get you through wherever you were in. Call upon that person, whether that be within you or if it's an external person that you really leaned on, that you really looked up to, that really kept you going through the hardest part of where you left. It doesn't have to be a mom. Maybe it's an aunt. Maybe it's a best friend. Maybe it's a cousin, just whoever you leaned on. Maybe it's a TV show. Maybe it's a comfort show. Because Creature Comforts is coming up in this. Call on the person, place, or thing. Embody the energy of that thing that got you through that while you are going through this period of having what appears to be less. That is part of the hard work of the time in between. You do have to also be honest with the people around you about where you were, what it was like, and where you are now. That is how you're going to get the best way forward. And with that will come, I think people will pleasantly surprise you with the generosity of their time and their care and what they can offer you. Um, so if you're confused on what to do now, ask somebody. Just be like, hey, man, this is where I've been and I don't know what to do now. I just needed to get that out. Maybe I'm just asking for directions. You don't have to do this on your own. This, oh, yeah, and I should have looked at this. The coin here, Mother of Coins, she's a beekeeper. Look at all those people. Look at all those little bees in there helping each other along their way, communicating with each other. They're one of the smartest animals on earth. These little bees. You don't have to do this by yourself. Don't be afraid to ask for directions. Don't be afraid to join a community, whether that's on Reddit, whether that's on Facebook, wherever. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Be honest about the kind of help that you need. And that will bring you closer to self sustaining resources. Next, we have the Ace of Knives. This girl, this is kind of a power move. Maybe you're a baddie, and wherever you were was dimming your light. Look at this. She's like in this nice brown trench coat with this little black dress on it. A little knife. Don't F with me, brother. It looks like she's in the city. Yeah. You're not. They're not gonna catch us walking through Manhattan. They're not gonna catch a slipping walking through none of the boroughs. She got a knife under her jacket and a crow on her shoulder. You're experiencing emotion for the first time through all of this. Fear, allowing yourself to experience fear for the first time through all of this journey of where you're going, that does not change who you are at heart. You are just unlocking another piece of yourself. You are unlocking another layer of complexity to what you are capable of. This is feeling scared, having misdirection, not knowing where to go, avoiding the inevitable, the fear of maybe like that part of the forest looks so dark. Like when you're on the highway, kind of, and you see those trees that are in perfect lines and it's jet black in there, it looks scary, but like it's a straight line. Just use a flashlight. I think what this is trying to remind you of is all the things that you already know. Once you master this thing, once you figure it out, you're going to be feeling like yourself again. So get going. Get going. You have to get the day started. But you're always going to be a baddie. They're not going to catch you slipping nowhere. Not on the subway, not in traffic. I don't know, maybe you live out in the country, not at the Safeway. They're never going to catch you slipping. You, like I said, you got to look. You have a knife in your jacket. Come on now. Now we have the Six of Wands. This came out a little sideways. This is what the card looks like. Um, a young man is climbing a rock using knives to help him scale the face. He is ready to transition towards something new. Where are you ready to evolve? Announce it to the universe. The climb represents. Oh, the climb by Miley Cyrus could be significant. That just popped up. Also, the song American Love Song. It's a new song. I'm not sure the name of the artist, but she's in the group. I don't know the name of the group, but I'll put it on the screen somewhere. That's a song that I was hearing a lot before I started. So maybe you're on a journey of independence. The climb represents putting in the work to grow and letting go of anything that encourages stagnation. The Six of Knives reminds us that change often comes about after periods of discomfort. It's never too late to step into a new existence. Allow others to lend a hand as you work towards the top, which is kind of that mother of coins and six of coins coming back. The pack on the man's back symbolizes the weight we carry from heartbreak. So there's American Love Song, conflict or trauma, and there's the climb. It is time to transform through healing. You have come too far to turn back now. You cannot get lost in this unfamiliar environment. You have somewhere to go. They just what they didn't tell you about the journey is that the map is not physical. You are the map. Like Beyonce, you are the visuals. Don't get too caught up in the fact that you don't know where you are right now because you're not meant to get used to this place. Just like when you're in a car driving down the highway, going to your destination. Like you don't really need to stop at whatever random. You don't need to know where the closest wherever is at a random gas station you stop off to get a snack, because you know where you're going. You need to save your energy for where you, when you know when you're going, when you get to where you are going. Like you can't turn back now. You don't really have a choice now. You made the decision and you did it because you were just you got to a place, let me put it this way, you got to a place where you were that was so bad you disassociated and you autopiloted out of that motherfucker. And now you're turning back on. You can't turn around even if you needed to. You have to keep going. Upright, moving on, releasing all that no longer serves you, higher self, entering calmer waters, new environment or atmosphere, bringing up much needed relief, aligning, get out of your comfort zone. Look, I'm not making this shit up. That's what the book says. That's what the book says. It's time to buck up. You gotta let that. I know it's popping back up. It's coming back up, and you're thinking about it, but it's in the rearview mirror now. It's in the rearview mirror now, and it's time to fight with everything you got. You got to fight through the static and confusion that you're used to. See, he's barefoot on the nines. Static and confusion that you're used to with decision making or the autopilot, and you got to turn that brain on, babe. When you start actively not thinking about who or whatever is bothering you from the past, your brain will naturally have time to think of things that you need to think about. The subconscious is extremely powerful, so don't block it. Because when she needs to make herself known, she will fuck your shit up. You got to keep it very You got to let go of stuff so your subconscious is not making herself known while you're awake. Anyway, the final card is the Eight of Baskets upright, which is in this suit equal to cups. A woman starts down a new path, leaving behind all of her baggage. When you ask for help, when you ask for directions, you're going to accumulate new stuff. You're going to accumulate new things. You're going to accumulate new interests, new hobbies, new shows, new Tuesday nights, new whatevers. Leave all that baggage behind. Empty your cups out. Turn them over. Wash them out. She knows she could sit and wallow in the emotions collected of the past and that have led to this point. It takes courage to walk away and forget and start a new route. At times, we have to stop and admit to ourselves that things are no longer working and are unable to be mended. It's not an easy decision to withdraw from someone or something that you've been invested in for so much time, energy, and love. But acknowledge that not everything is meant to last. If you had a non-stick pot, you know where I'm going with this, and the little metal part starts coming up in your soup. Okay, so it's a sturdy pot, but bitch, the Teflon is going to kill you. So throw it away. Go get another pot. It's fine. Like, what the hell? Don't poison yourself. Now I'm getting mad at you. Anyway, the Eight of Baskets is about honoring what is meant for you and being able to freely say goodbye to all that no longer resonates. You deserve so much more. You deserve to have the things in your life be reactive to you. You deserve to have the people in your life react joyfully to you, receive you joyfully, want to see you smiling, want to see you living, want to hear all your little noises and hums and all your little quips. Wherever environment you are in, it should embrace you, and that's not selfish. That's just things working in a system. That's things working in a community together. Gotta let go of all that shit so that you can find your unity. Whether this be a job, going back to my last two readings, whether this be a friendship, a relationship, an idea about yourself, a realization that you are having, you got to face the inevitable. You have to face the inevitable. You knew it and you accepted it then. It doesn't change how you're feeling right now. It does not change this person. You're just unlocking a new cabinet of yourself. Allow yourself to feel this so that you can truly release your baggage, whether it's sadness, whether it's fear, whether it's asking for help, whether it's appearing weak. You have to let yourself feel it so that you can get to this place of abundance. Maybe it's this person who's going to help you. Maybe this is your sign to reach out to that person, the mother, if it's God, if it's maybe it's the person you're in a relationship with. Maybe it's your partner and there's something that you want their help with, but you don't want you're the strong partner. Maybe it's time to reverse roles. Icarian by Hozier. That's a good song to listen to. Maybe it's time to switch roles. But you have to let go of it. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. And it's okay. You're still the Ace of Knives. They still will not catch you slipping. It doesn't matter if you're on Edgewood Avenue at 2 o'clock in the morning. They're not going to catch you slipping. You got a knife in your jacket. Hello. And I need to hear that too. Like I said, y'all not the only one getting whopped. It's the reading for today. That is all I have for you. We have the Emperor reversed on the bottom of the deck. Don't be too rigid, just relax. Same thing as the Queen of Wands reverse that came up in my last two readings. Just relax. You don't got to be so, you know, relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. It doesn't matter if people think you're skiing. Relax that jaw. Okay? You're not a celebrity getting ripped apart on a Reddit thread. Relax your jaw in public and take a deep, deep breath. Humans take such shallow breaths. Take a deep breath and just chill. Just relax. Let go. Be honest about what you need, where you have been, what you want, where you are right now. Someone will hear you. Whether it's the person that you go to, whether you are switching roles in your partnership, whether it is God, someone will hear you. You will be shocked at people's generosity. You don't have to have this lack mindset. Okay? So go forth, little birdie. The worst is behind you. Some songs to keep in mind: American Love Song, The Climb, Icarian. Maybe bees are significant. Maybe a warm female figure. Beyonce also. And I'm adding that because this Ace of Knives cards is just so funny to me. You are the visual, you are the map. Go listen to some fucking Beyonce. Go listen to Renaissance. Or remember who you are. Embody this person. Call upon this person to get you a nice hot shower and a glass of wine. Cry at the kitchen table at 2 a.m. Have a nice quiet weekend at the beach or in the woods, whatever environment renews you. And come out swinging, friend. Embody her as you're going through this inevitable realization in this path, and walk down that dark wood with a knife in your jacket. It's spring now, the winter's over. You can relax, you can just be who you've always wanted to be with a knife in your jacket. I will talk to you guys later. We'll maybe reconvene in another 2 weeks. And I do have the first episode of Something Was coming up. I think I'm going to post. I'd already posted a video actually describing what Something Is Coming is going to be about, but I'm going to be doing a new episode for that here soon. So stay tuned for that if you are interested in where I am on my personal journey. But again, that's all I have for you today. I love you so much. I'm so fucking proud of you. I hope that you know that. I'm so incredibly, insanely proud of you. And that 8 baskets, turning that cup up, rinsing that cup out, getting rid of the old tatty, ratty t-shirt. So we got this at the beach together, but I got yelled at on that trip, so fuck that t-shirt. Like, I'm so proud of you for letting go of things and allowing more self to come in. Okay? I love you, and have an incredible rest of your day.